Welcome back, everybody. Happy Thursday, and we are going ahead and speaking to the statue of Odin on Final Fantasy VI. Odin turned into a Magicite shard, so you can get Odin now. However, we are not going to be keeping, like I've said in the previous part, we are not going to be keeping the Odin Magicite. We're going to be upgrading it. But Drak, that might be a bad idea. No, it's really not. Eventually we will... Odin, I believe, only teaches Meteor, so at that point, we actually will get an Esper later on if we want it that will teach us Meteor all the same. So we don't need to worry about it too much. And once again, happy Thursday. Welcome back to Final Fantasy VI. I am Drak, obviously, and we are continuing on. We're wrapping things up, guys. We have the Ancient Castle and maybe a few other minor errands to run, because I actually forgot a few things, but I want to make sure that I get them. We're almost done, guys. We literally are almost done. We have the Ancient Castle left. We've got a couple of minor errands, like I said, and then we are going to go and take on Kefka's Tower. And I'm actually happy to say that the video footage, at least, has been recorded, so that's already done. It's going to be quite long. In fact, I have a feeling that one bonus part actually is going to be taken out of the line, so to speak. Like, it's not going to get a week where it uploads alone. It might actually upload, just off the top of my head, probably right next to the first part of Final Fantasy VII. I'm not sure. And I realize now that I am in love with Odin. This breaks every rule of our society. Oh no, but my heart longs for this noble, elegant man. How could anyone blame me? I don't know, man. It's frickin' Odin, man. It's Anthony Hopkins. After the fighting is over, I'm going to bare my soul to him. So this is actually the Queen's Journal. Love between a human and an Esper. It's happened before. Oh my gosh. And so with that, if you go downstairs again, we're going to grab that X-Ether. But if you go downstairs, this is actually where you upgrade Odin into Raiden. But first, we're going to take care of the dragon down here. We're almost done with these dragons, too. That's actually one of the errands that we needed to take care of, because unfortunately, as some people actually pointed out, and I was not paying attention, I missed one of the dragons, and it was the dragon on Mount Zozo. So we are going to go back and get him eventually, but we're also going to go back and get an item that I forgot to get over at Narshi. So that's going to be a thing after the Ancient Castle, and after that, it's Kefka's Tower, people. I hope people are excited. We are literally, we're almost there. We're almost done with Final Fantasy VI. This is going to be the longest Let's Play of the Final Fantasy series, affectionately now called the Legacy of Final Fantasy. And I'm excited about it. It's the longest Let's Play that I've actually had run, aside from the Tale of Drakfu. Drakfu is obviously going to be that. And I knew that from the beginning. Even the Queen was turned to stone. Oh no. So what does that mean? Oh. A tear comes from the stone. Okay. And with that, whoa, the Magicite Odin gains a level and becomes the Magicite Raiden. No, not Metal Gear Solid Raiden. Not that guy. But in turn, we get a new Esper that actually teaches a very rare spell called Quick, which is basically Haste 3 in this game. Haste, there's regular Haste, Haste 2, which is like an AoE haste for your entire party, and then Quick just makes you faster. So that'll be helpful in the long run. We don't need to worry about it too much, but I wanted to at least get it, just in case we might have needed it. And let's see. So once again, happy Thursday, everybody. And if you guys haven't already figured this out, tune in later this afternoon, and you're going to be getting another video as well. And that's going to be my review of Candleman. So Candleman has been a long time coming. It's an indie game that was brought to my attention, and I've already done a Drak Tries for it, so you guys can check that out as well. And you guys can see my review in a few hours. So you guys can look forward to that. And then also, if you haven't seen all the other content, well, we have Tale of Drakfu, we had Dungeons and Drakfus, we had the return of Gaming with the Geeks for both Devil May Cry with Brinton, as well as Resident Evil with Aldo. So you guys can look forward to that. And then we also started up, last week we ended God of War, And this week, me and Andrea started up our series for King's Quest Episode 3, Once Upon a Climb. So there's plenty of content for people to look into. Also, for people who are already asking, where's the King's Quest 3 Episode 3 playlist? I just have all of the King's Quest episodes all in one playlist, and it's just up on the channel. So you could start from there, and then you can just go to the most recent part. And we're looking forward to going through King's Quest Episode 3, and then after that, we have something special in store, so you guys can look forward to that in April. Oh, look, you best be frozen. I hate it when that happens. Let's see, I'm trying to think of any other business that needs to be... This is usually my deal with Final Fantasy playthroughs, is that I tend to treat them a bit like a podcast as well as doing the dialogue. So, I know some people who like that, I know some people who don't. I don't know what necessarily to tell you. As far as updates on the channel, well... I've already given you the update throughout the week, and then you got Candleman, and also, obviously, tomorrow night is going to be our latest episode of Geek News, Reviews, and Opinions. And if you haven't checked the RSS feed recently, go and check it, because I've actually been working around the clock to get things updated, and there's a couple of brand new episodes in the RSS feed for you guys to be able to get. So, check those out. We'll also have, obviously, Tale of Drakfu, and the final vlog for Voltron Season 2. And after that, I thought I was going to have some time, but unfortunately I'm going to be bouncing right into Drak Vlogs for Marvel's Iron Fist. And I'm both excited about that, as well as a little frustrated, because I was hoping to get a break in there for reviews and things like that, but, well, we're going to have to wait a little bit longer. That's going to be okay, though. But yeah, you'll be getting the podcast. Somebody actually did ask if I was going to start doing Saturday videos because Breath of the Wild happened. No, that was a one-time deal, and thankfully that actually bought me a lot of time this week to not only work on editing videos, work on editing podcasts, but also being able to make some improvements to the office, because that's what I always try and do when I have what I'd like to call a light week, and by that definition, it's just a lot of that material has already been recorded, and I don't necessarily need to worry about it. So my active recording agenda is very light that week, if that makes sense to people. Let's see, as far as game updates, I really don't have any. I have not been able to put out... I've been working mainly on review footage, and specifically for like Candleman and and Candleman, For Honor, and obviously I did the tries for Horizon Zero Dawn and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So, yay. That's why I had a busy week this week, and I have kind of a light week this week. But there's probably going to be a light week next week too, because I want to be able to get the latest Gaming with the Geeks parts out, as well as being able to get some other improvements done and editing. Because in case people didn't realize this, I'm actually editing for like 3 podcasts now. Sorry about that. I'm editing for 3 podcasts now. Obviously all the Drak and Shadow stuff, my stuff. Yeah, it's pretty insane. So when I can get light weeks like this, it really helps. And I've been very thankful for that, because I could actually take some time off for myself as well. And that's been kind of helpful. I can take a breather and start working on other stuff creatively. Including things like the top 10 list, which I've still promised you guys, and now I've been able to record a lot of that material. I just need to get it edited down and in you guys' hands. So, yay! Now, I actually did get a question about the reviews. So, right now, the only one on my docket that actually is going to get a legit review, not necessarily a vlog review, is Horizon Zero Dawn. Have I changed my mind, and am I going to add anything to that? Well, I can already tell you Breath of the Wild is going to get one, and that's just because it's Zelda. I can't think of a reason why not to do that. Candleman will be a vlog review, so for those who are going to be disappointed by that, I'm sorry. Same thing with For Honor. It really is when I feel like this video or this review needs to have that treatment. And Horizon was going to be the first one this year anyway, and Zelda was probably going to be the second, because it's Zelda. Do I have any others on there? I think Mario Odyssey will also get one, like a legit video review. Maybe Ukulele? I don't know. I haven't really thought about that one in particular yet. I think it's fairly certain that that would also get a legit review. Because people have been waiting for it for a couple of years now, I would say. I'm trying to think when we actually heard the announcement. It was like 2013, 2014, something like that. Maybe even later than that. Well, yeah, those are the ones that are going to get legit reviews. If things change, obviously, I'll let you guys know, either in these videos or in other videos. That's going to be a thing. And as we continue to make our way out of the ancient cave, or in the ancient castle, ancient cave, all of that stuff, the mysterious stratum. I'm trying to think of any other updates. Oh, yes, and I also needed to do an update on this. So, people wanted to know. It turns out I'm actually a little bit further in Mass Effect 3 than I thought I was. So here's the way it's going to go. I am going to do a review for Mass Effect Andromeda. I don't know if I'm going to necessarily be able to finish 3 by the time it gets here, because we're already, what is it, March 8th? Or March 7th? No, it's the 9th. Okay, it's March 9th. Holy crap. This is what happens in the winter. I just lose track of the days. It's March 9th, and it's due March 21st. So I don't have a whole lot of time. And frankly, I've already got enough stuff going on that I'm not going to be able to fit that into the schedule as best as I'd like. I'll be able to get some more work done, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it. So at that point, I'm basically covering my bases and saying, Andromeda's going to happen. Andromeda's going to get a tries, a review, all that stuff. You guys can look forward to that. And then also, somebody also wanted to ask if I'd added anything since. The only other one that I'm willing to talk about is Thimbleweed Park, and that is coming out March 30th, according to their forums update. Thimbleweed Park is actually the latest from Ron Gilbert, the creator of Maniac Mansion, Monkey Island, a lot of really good point-and-click adventures, so I'm very ecstatic to be able to do that. So that is happening. And that's going to be March 30th. And obviously I have Ukulele in April. So you guys can look forward to that. The summer is pretty much up in the air because a lot of titles don't necessarily have full release dates yet. They don't have a month, a day, and a year. So at that point, I have some that are like May 2017, Q2, Q3, 2017. So those don't officially make the list until I have an actual release date in my hand. And then they will probably make the list. I don't know. So summer is still kind of up in the air when it comes to reviews. Let's see. Yes, there's something odd about the Stratum, but we're not going back down there. We already got Raiden. We already got all of the weapons and various items that we wanted from that. And that wraps up our last little errand, our last bonus dungeon to take on. We have a few errands to take on after that. But then it's Kefka's Tower, people. We're almost there. This thing might actually end with 50 plus parts. I'm aiming like 53 to 55. That's where this thing is going to end, and you guys can have this awesome video series to go look into. Let's see, any other updates that I need to make to the channel? I don't think so. I always leave these kind of open-ended. Oh, somebody actually did mention, like, you were getting really close to 100 episodes of Tale of Drak. Are you going to do anything special for 100 episodes? I really hadn't thought about doing that. I mean, I already knew when I started up Tale of Drak that it was going to go 100 plus parts. So I didn't really plan anything for it. I think the biggest accomplishment is going to be when it's done, when we hit level cap or something like that. But I'm not worrying about like doing a 100 episode jamboree or something. I don't know why I thought of jamboree, but that came to my mind. Yeah, I wasn't really thinking of doing anything major for it aside from continuing on in the Tale of Drakfu and continuing to finish up Northrend. Pretty much. Can't really think of anything else to do aside from that. And also, with that question, I also get accompanied, like, what are you going to do the other MMOs that you said you were going to do? I want to technically get Tale of Drakfu out of the way first before I do that. Yes, I know that's going to take a while, but, I mean, that's the thing. MMOs take a lot of time. And, I mean, look at it. We're almost at 100 videos. And I record about an hour each time to get you guys footage. So you're literally looking at, if not exactly 100 hours of effort there, you're looking at something close to. That's a lot of hard work put into it, and a lot of that is just, you know, we spent a lot of time in Burning Crusade clearing out all the remaining zones there, and now we're doing that for Wrath of the Lich King, because we are 82 as of this video. As of this video, we are 82. So we're still doing Wrath of the Lich King content, and we're technically leveling for Cataclysm. That's where we're at. But it's working now. So yeah, nothing major or special, and not really for Dungeons and Dragons, and that's just because Dungeons and Dragons just barely started up Burning Crusade dungeons. So yeah, not really. I may make a few changes to Dungeons & Dragons, though. Instead of going into all of the dungeons in order, I may actually take the patch dungeons and do them accordingly. I haven't worked that detail out yet, but I think that's probably the direction we're going to go. Oh, and also, where's the Resident Evil 7 review? Still being worked on. That's why I gave you guys a check-in review. Is because I knew it was taking way longer than I wanted, and a lot of that is, I'll admit, my own personal hesitation in the matter. I have no problem admitting that. It's a freaky game to me. It's still to this day a freaky game. Thank you, phone, for interrupting me. But it's coming, and that's why I gave you guys a check-in review. Is that if I were to score it right here and now, I'd have no problem giving it a high score. It's done that well for me. And that's saying a lot, considering I didn't play the low end of the Resident Evil series. I played 5, and I played 5 to completion, but I didn't play 6. Mainly because I kept on hearing people screaming, "Oh man, this sucks!" And so I didn't touch a game after 5. And then 7 comes along and is pretty freaking awesome. So much so that I'm actually looking forward to the I think it's called Not a Hero DLC, which will hopefully connect it a little bit better to the series, because we'll actually have characters returning. The funny part, though, is with Resident Evil 7's review, I've actually had Andrea playing right alongside me, and she's become a Resident Evil fan. So much so that we've actually talked to Alex about doing Resident Evil for Drak and Shadow. I know a few people have already asked for that, and I think the original plan was we were going to do it for Halloween, but you know what? This series is just too big. I don't think we can fit it in that way. So we'll figure it out, but I think Resident Evil is going to be done on Drak and Shadow. It won't necessarily be done here. I mean, obviously, I'm already doing the Resident Evil remake with Aldo, so that makes it a little weird to do it here. But Drak and Shadow, we got stuff to do. We got a whole series to make it through. Let's see, what was the other one? So yeah, the review for Resident Evil 7 will come soon. I will give it a final review, and I have a fairly good notion it's going to score high. I don't think that'll be a problem. If I were to score it right here and now, people, it probably would be like in the 8 or 9 territory. It really would. This game does so much right, especially in the fact that it's returning back to survival horror roots, that, yeah, I have to score it high. But I want to give it its fair due, and I want to complete the story, and then at that point, we will do a final review. So there you go. Do I have any other check-in reviews? Not really. Not really. I'm making my way through For Honor as quick as I can. And then also I'm going to do that for Horizon and Legend of Zelda. The other check-ins that I wanted to do was like I Am Setsuna and Final Fantasy 15, World of Final Fantasy, but I haven't had the time. I will find the time. That's kind of the issue of being a YouTuber, is like you have to consistently put out your own content, like so for me, it's like I have to consistently put out Tale of Drakfu, I have to put out Dungeons and Drakfus. When I have a vlog going on, I have to finish it, kind of thing. Not only just for you guys, but also it's a little bit of an OCD thing for me. As soon as I start it, I'm gonna damn well finish it. So that's been one of those problems of trying to juggle all of this together, especially with me doing so much. Like I manage Drak and Shadow, I manage this channel, I manage the social networking for both Geek News Reviews and Opinions and its social networking. I have 2 branding podcasts. Yeah, it's going to be pretty insane. So I'm thankfully working. That's why I'm going kind of hardcore on getting everything up to speed, so that at that point I can start filling in that time. And that time can go to playing Mass Effect 3, can go towards playing or going back to Sly Cooper or Assassin's Creed 4, which is what I was playing before I got so freaking busy. And then eventually maybe I can get back to those other games too. Should be amazing. Oh, and I also probably should announce this too. So this game kind of came in on my under my radar. Technically, I should be doing a Drak Tries on it today, but sorry. That's what happens when I speak. It's like Scrooge McDuck when he's walking around in his thinking room. Speaking of which, yes, I'm very excited for DuckTales. What was I saying? Crap. Oh, yes. So, yeah, there was a game that actually snuck in under my radar. It's actually one of the Nindies that is coming out for the Switch. And so, unfortunately, I'm going to have to move its try to next week, and that is Master Blaster Zero. I am so happy to see this series return, however it returns. Master Blaster was one of my favorite games on the NES as a kid, and it was unfortunate. I actually heard that there was a PlayStation game that came out for the series. I didn't know about it until I didn't have a PlayStation at that point, or a working PlayStation, so I wasn't able to secure a copy. And then on top of that, there was also a Blaster Master remake that came out for WiiWare that, again, went under my radar. I think the first time I ever saw anything on it was maybe when Screw Attack did a video for it, and by then WiiWare was done. So I couldn't go and play it. So Master Blaster Zero, I really want to go play it. So we're going to do a Drak Tries of it next week, because it's literally coming out today. But we're going to do it next week and give it its proper due. So that's going to be a thing that happens. And actually, just really quick, because I want to try and add in like a question for you guys to answer throughout the weeks, especially for Final Fantasy. And the question this week is going to be, are you guys excited for the Let's Play of Final Fantasy VII? We are getting ready to finish up Final Fantasy VI, and obviously what comes next after that is 7, which is considered to be the most popular game in the series. Are you guys excited for me to take on Final Fantasy VII? And that's the question. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback on it, obviously, and continue to do all of the awesome stuff that you guys do for my channel. Continue to subscribe, continue to recommend me to your friends and family. It really does help, and I do appreciate whatever feedback you guys give me in the comments section. It helps, because then I can do nothing but improve the content for you guys. I mean, I'm already working on improvements in my spare time right now. So, yes, continue to subscribe, like videos, dislike, give me your feedback. I appreciate all of that. And yeah, we will continue to move on here, because we're coming up on, oh geez, yet another year of doing not Drak and Shadow, Drak. Holy crap, that's how intermingled everything is. We're almost done with 6 people. I cannot even begin to stress that for you guys. Now here's the reason we actually came back to Narshe. We needed to get the Moogle Charm. The Moogle Charm guarantees no encounters. This will be very helpful for Kefka's Tower, because because it only works on Mog. Whomever has Mog basically gets a free ride. And so at that point, that takes out a lot of the dungeon crunch time, and we can just move on to Kefka as quickly as we're able. And that's all we needed from Narshe, and we're actually getting ready to wrap up this week. So when we get back next week, we're going to be heading over to Mount Zozo to take care of the remaining dragon that I haven't killed, and we will begin our assault on Kefka's freaking tower. It's time, baby. We'll see you guys next week.